I guess I would like to go around the room here and find out what your reaction is to being back here, the same two teams being back here for the 7th straight time. Bob, I know you've had a chance to be a part of it as a coach for the first 2 years, and of course being with the traveling party the last 4 years. What do you think about this?
Well, I really enjoyed it more the first 2 years being a coach. No, but it's a pleasure to be with you, gentlemen. It's a very unique situation, as I guess we've all talked about, you know, this week. To have two teams here, 7 consecutive years, competing against each other, and looking back with Mount Union, being here 15 years, it's unprecedented. And I don't know if in history we'll look back at this and it will be a real unique situation.
Dick, you had a chance to take a look at this kind of from not necessarily afar per se, but not being on a coaching staff or broadcasters for some of the games. Your perspective from when you were teaching over at UW-Whitewater, the perspective from the faculty and the students about Whitewater going for 7 straight years.
I think a lot of people, faculty, students, staff, are first of all very impressed with the football program and the athletic program, but also very excited because it involves the whole community, the whole campus in so many ways. And there have been so many positives that have come from the attention focused on the university, as we saw at the banquets with the videos and so on, but also just the general feeling about Whitewater as a university and as a community that's achieved a national prominence. And now people begin looking at us not just in terms of that football team is really good, but also they're starting to notice that university is pretty good. And I think that's been a real plus for the university. And I think there are a lot of faculty and staff who are very excited to feel that there's something special here at Whitewater, and it's certainly connected to what the team has achieved in these 7 years.
It's fun. It's fun, and this is a unique situation. Gary, as you were saying, you know, 7 consecutive years the two teams have played. You're bucking the odds. You really are to have that happen.
I think the fans do have a grasp on the fact that this is something special. Not everybody makes it here, and not everyone doesn't make it here this many years in a row. So when you start talking Mount Union in Whitewater, people kind of perk up and know you're talking about real good football. And it sounds like, based on what Coach Karras told me in that conference, is that people in Alliance, Ohio have that same respect for UW-Whitewater. You
know, Gary, one other aspect of this 7-year run for Whitewater that I think has been impressive to me as a faculty member, as someone who was an associate dean and a dean, has been the quality of the students who play on the Whitewater team. And of course we saw this again last night when a Whitewater player, I think it's Kiso,
Jared
Kiso was selected by the NCAA as the winner of the, I think it's called the
Elite 89 Award.
Elite 89 Award.
They must have added an extra sport because it was Elite 88 last year.
That's right. And for folks who don't understand that, that means that at each championship, one student from one of the two teams is awarded the Elite 89 Award. And that was Jared, and that's the 2nd year in a row he has won that award.
Well, there's been a lot of debate over actually it's been the last couple of years now since the same two teams have been showing up for the national championship game each and every year. Is that good or is that bad for Division III football?
When we debate the question of is this good for Division III football, and I understand some of the arguments saying no, it's not. You know, you need to have more teams involved, more balance, and so on. But on the other side, Division III doesn't get a lot of press attention at the national level. We've talked about this. We wonder, well, you know, we wish they would do a bit more of what they did this year, coming in to do a semifinal game and so on. And this streak of the same team, because it's not happened in any other sport at any level in the NCAA, we get attention. And Division III football is getting attention because of that streak, because of the Warhawks 44 in a row streak. Those achievements, Lavelle Coppage had so many yards, and Nate Commit before, Justin Beaver. I think that's actually been good for Division III football, and in many ways Division III athletics, because now there's more attention, there's a storyline. And you know as well as I do, working in the media and working in the press, Josh, you need a storyline. You need something that grabs hold of the press that says, I want to do a story on them because there's something unique. And I think that's been a benefit this unusual situation of two teams facing each other 7 years in a row.
Josh.
Yeah, and it's interesting that you brought that up because that's the way I kind of look at it too, is you need that backstory if you're going to draw in some national attention, or what I like to refer to as maybe the casual fan who might just flip on the Stagg Bowl on a Friday night because there's maybe nothing else on TV, and they hear about those two schools that are playing for the 7th time. Now on top of that, I think that Division III football has a pretty dedicated fan base. For the people who watch Division III football every week, they're going to keep watching Division III football every week. And if you can bring in the casual fans on top of it, I think it's only going to be good for Division III football as a whole.
It's time now that we get rid of all of this waxing philosophical that we've been doing for the last 45 minutes, and let's talk about the game coming up tonight, 6 o'clock, 6:05 to be specific, Central Time, as the Warhawks take on the Mount Union Purple Raiders. And I guess I'm going to just throw it open to the floor here. You guys can start to break it down any way you'd like. Darnie, what do you think about this ball game coming up tonight? Strength, weaknesses, and other.
I think I'm going to get wet.
Yeah, that's true. Do we have some rain in the forecast?
Possibility of rain, yeah. I look at this as a ball game where, and you alluded to it, Coach, our defense has really been, since the middle of that Eau Claire game, our defense has really been coming on, and I think this game is going to be determined on defense, and it's going to be determined by the Whitewater defense. There's no question.
I like momentum. And we all talked about the Green Bay Packers last year. A rough regular season, they barely get in, but they had the momentum. The team was playing well at the right time. I like the Warhawks. We're playing well at the right time. We're healthy, we're playing well, we're focused, and that's what you want to do, is you want to have a team peaking at the championship.
In this playoff run, Whitewater has not turned the ball over in their 4 games leading up to this one. And then, common opponents like statistics don't always tell you a lot, but last week, Mount Union caused 6 turnovers and won their game by a touchdown. So I think as long as you don't give Mount Union extra possessions, the offenses are going to take care of, they're going to do their job. Mount Union's offense is going to do their job. And as long as Mount Union's not getting the ball an extra possession or 2 extra possessions, it's just going to be one of those, kind of last team to score or first team to make a mistake sort of things. And I think that favors Whitewater.
I'm watching the game before our game started last week, and I'm watching Wesley being able to come up with big play after big play after big play. It's something that a Mount Union team doesn't always do. Credit Wesley. I just go into this game thinking Whitewater has a way to come up with a big play. Remember, Lavelle had 299 yards and 3 touchdowns, including 2 long touchdown runs. I'm just wondering if it's going to be the big play, the team that come up with those big plays 2 or 3 times during the game, that will have the big advantage.